Alright guys, there's no gas in Lakewood Ranch. This is scary. Alright guys, so I'm looking on the Uber app and there's like really high paying rate right now. You could probably make, I don't know, $100 in 2 hours on Uber easily. It's a lot of Uber rides, but problem is, if I don't have gas, how am I going to be able to drive Uber? So let's go into Publix and see if we can find some groceries. So far, I'm looking at the Uber app and there's a lot of rides, but if I can't refill the gas, then I'll be wasting a resource that's not replenishable. So let's get into Publix, and all the Uber rides, by the way, were people leaving the area heading to Tampa. So I turn on Uber, it's just people leaving the area, so. Yep, it's going crazy. The bakery area goes from Publix, it's really packed, like they're really pushing out a lot of stuff. Kind of thin on meats. This is a water aisle, just a few things left. Chicken is running very thin. Sulphur Hill waters are all gone. Look at the paper towels, no paper towels. I got a lot of fruits and vegetables because I've learned from hurricanes that you don't want to buy a bunch of, what you don't want to do during hurricanes is buy a bunch of like really like preservative stuff and stuff that's processed. So we're getting a lot of fruits because that way the fruits will hold for a while and they won't make you sick. They won't make your blood pressure go up. Because one of the things about hurricanes is a lot of times you end up with high blood pressure because practically everything you're eating during the hurricane is high blood pressure. I'm going to grab one of these simply because I know for a fact, you know, we're not going to have laundry, be able to do laundry, so we might go do more towels. But as you can see, the paper towels at the Publix are completely empty. Milk seems to be awfully scarce, and so do eggs, so things are looking bad here at the Publix. Eggs are running kind of thin, but there's still some left. But again, we're not going to go for stuff like that because, again, we want to go with fruits, vegetables. Things are a little bit less likely to give you high blood pressure because we've learned from hurricanes that, like, the biggest problem really is, you know, high blood pressure. I'll grab one box of bread thingy, but no more than that. The biggest problem that we had with the other hurricane was high blood pressure because everything you eat is just like processed crap. So you want to make sure you get fruits, vegetables, stuff that won't make you sick because you're going to be eating basically at home for days. So you start eating a lot of processed stuff and it makes you sick. Here's something really important that a lot of people don't realize is important for hurricanes: aluminum foil, because you can always improvise a cooktop somewhere if you have to. Now for the easy part, if you're rich. Remember, the most important thing you should do while hurricane shopping is panic. You need to panic. Panicking and hoarding are the two most important things you're going to need to do right now. One, you're going to panic. Two, you're going to hoard. And you're going to make sure that if you see somebody that has something, that you take it right off their hands. Panic and hoarding, your survival tactics 101. Come back! No! Over the years, I've learned a lot of things about hurricane shopping. And one of the things that I've learned is don't buy large volumes of processed food, because at the end of the day, it's going to make you sick if you eat it regardless. Now, important is to hit up the liquors though. Now, I'm not drinking during the storm. What I'm doing is I'm using white rum as some type of antibacterial mouthwash, because after the hurricane, your hygiene's a little bit more difficult to keep up with. But if you have something like pure, you know, whatever the cheapest white that they have, that will get you through pretty easy and hygiene. You know, you can just wash your mouth out real good. So we're gonna hit the liquor store. Very important thing you need during hurricanes is cash money. I personally just ordered an entire truck of cash. That way I have enough cash money to get me through the hurricane. The only reason we're not leaving is because we don't have enough money to leave, because last month we had a hurricane and we spent a lot of money regarding that situation. And now, if I had enough money to leave, I would leave. And then the problem with leaving is you don't know how long you're going to leave for. Like, I have enough to leave for a little bit, but is it going to be enough? Because what happens with hurricanes is many times you leave, and when you leave, it's, I don't know if there's gas here or not. There wasn't gas. I'm already full, but I'm going to, even if it's $3, I want to top it off. It'd be nice. It's all semi-trucks here. I'm not sure if there is gas or not. I don't see anybody here. There might not be any gas left. Let's see. Pump stopped. There's no more gas. Okay, there's no gas, so no gas, lady. You can go back to your gated community and no gas. Luckily we do have a full gas tank, but my job requires traveling, moving around. I don't know what's gonna happen. I when I moved to Lakewood Ranch, I moved to Lakewood Ranch. I was like, I want to live near gas stations, so when there is a hurricane, I have 3 or 4 gas stations near me. And believe it or not, we still have stuff left over from the last time we went panic buying for the last hurricane, which was what, a week ago or something. We still have oranges at home, and Lee County Sheriff's Office telling me to evacuate. Well, we still have stuff left over from the last hurricane, like evaporated milk, condensed milk, oranges. Just a few things we got for the last hurricane that we didn't use. So I don't have a lot of stuff for this hurricane, but I just feel like it's so wasteful. And I've learned from other hurricanes, I've learned that you can run out of stuff during hurricanes, and that's horrendous. But I've also learned that you can buy a lot of stuff that's wasteful. So I'm getting enough stuff for 2 or 3 days at most, and if it takes longer than that, we'll figure it out when we get there. The most important thing is having a full tank of gas, and it sucks that there's no more gas because I was really hoping to Uber drive these next few days and make some videos for you guys, but if you don't have fuel, you can't move, and if I waste the fuel, then I won't be able to cover the hurricane aftermath. So I really wish I could leave right about now. We could evacuate to Fort Myers. I got family down there. The problem is if I evacuate to Fort Myers, I'll be stuck in Fort Myers because there's no gas in Fort Myers. Before or after a hurricane, people down there are really big on the panic buying. So people up here in the Tampa Bay area are a little bit more chill, but down that way, people are huge on panic buying. So if I go to Fort Myers, I won't be able to get back, and that could just be as terrifying as having to stay here. So kind of tough decisions to make. So at least that was the idea of when we moved to Lakewood Ranch, that we wanted to be close enough to gas stations and grocery stores so we don't live the nightmare that we lived in Fort Myers where we couldn't get gas, couldn't get anything. I don't want to live through that nightmare again. Lots of fruits and vegetables here, but of course you're paying a premium to shop at this store. I mean, this store is so expensive. They have everything. Like literally, they're perfectly stocked here. But again, different stores, different price points will have different supplies. Here they're running real thin on breads. Bakery goods are all kind of thinning out. Let's see if they have milk here because I couldn't find milk at Publix, and they do have milk. Okay. Now my favorite milk is this one right here, but they only have it in chocolate milk right now, but that's my favorite milk. It's some of the best milk I've ever had. Well, at least I have a few options here. I can't drink any sheep milk. I get sick, so I gotta be very picky. So I'm gonna go with, let's see here. Their bakery goods are thinning out pretty well. They got some pretty good bakery goods here. A few I like, but they're ran out already. One of the things I always try to get for hurricanes are chicharrones. Usually a hurricane for me would require a trip to one of those Mexican stores like a Mariachi. The problem is gas. There's no more gas, so I don't want to drive all the way into Brains and spend $10 in gas because I may not be able to get gas later. So sadly, that's the problem right now. Otherwise, I would run into a Mariachi and get some chicharrones and some Mexican drinks, but that's not going to happen. You can see they still have water here, but they're kind of thinning out as well. But keep in mind that the prices on these waters at a store like this are ridiculous. I mean, you're paying $13 for 6 waters, $3 a bottle, $4 a water bottle. So it's understandable that even at these prices, nobody's going to buy them. I mean, these are $4 for 1 bottle of water. So yeah, there's still a lot of water left here. But again, if you look at these prices, they're absolutely ridiculous prices. But in a crisis, it's there. And that's kind of the thing about living in the suburbs too. Like, yeah, it's extraordinarily expensive, but you may be able to find it where other places won't. So that's kind of like one of the few benefits of living in the suburbs too is, okay, if there is no water, there's water here. It's going to be a premium, but at least they have it. Next few days, your life is going to depend on alcohol. We're going to buy everything they have in the Whiting area. Let's do it. Now, I'm going to do a panicking video at the Walmart. I'm not going to panic here because we're close to, rich white people, and I don't want to scare them and stuff. These are really decent rich white people out here, and I don't want to scare them. So we're not going to cause a panic in a place like this. But we'll be in Walmart later, and then we'll panic there. You don't want to panic here, okay? Because these are rich white people, decent people that I see every day in my community. I ain't trying to look like that. Remember, guys, HPL, hoarding, panic, and looting. Those are the three most important things that are going to keep you alive during a hurricane. So I was able to find milk at the Whole Foods. Now we have milk for tomorrow. And Katie, I was supposed to get some for dinner, but well, I'll let Katie figure that out. Those are just the type of decisions a woman should make. So those deals are like now, even if we wanted to leave, there's no hotels and there's no gas. So even if we wanted to leave, we couldn't. Like even if we had the money to leave. What the crap is going on with the washing machine? Anyways, even if we wanted to leave, there's no gas, there's no hotel, so trying to leave now makes no sense really. So if it were up to me, we would definitely be leaving for the storm. I feel crushed that we're not leaving right now and that we're staying behind. And if I'm gonna cover the hurricane, it's gonna be from Lakewood Ranch. I'm not gonna go into Bradenton or Sarasota because I'm not gonna get trapped in a storm surge or get boxed in by fallen trees. So I would really want to leave. I don't want to stay here. But again, to get on the interstate with a full tank of gas, not knowing if there's hotels or gas for days, it's more of a headache than staying here. So